Network troubleshooting and configuration tools is a necessity. It's very important for every Linux administrator. So basically in this video, you will learn some of the most commonly used command line tools in Debian. So two of the main command line tools for Debian is IP, and another one is Ifconfig. IP is the network utilities which is used to display and configure network interface parameter. So previously, in the previous version, we do not use IP utilities. We use ifconfig utilities. But since Debian 9, so IP utility has become a default network command line utilities in Linux Debian. So first of all, because IP is the default command line utilities for network troubleshooting, so basically you do not have to install it. It's pre-installed with Debian 9. And the first command that I want to show is IP address show. This is very important to show and view the IP address and the information about the network interface in your machine. So you can see here when I issue IP address show command, so there will show two interface, which is loopback interface and also the mpost3 interface. And we can see, look at the adapter number 2, the interface number 2, which is mpost3. So this is the IP address. INET is the IP address of your machine, which is 10.105.13.181. Don't worry if your IP address is not the same with mine, because it depends on the IP addressing in your own network. And /24 is the subnet mask, okay, and the subnet mask, and this is the broadcast address of your network. Okay, so the second command that I want to show, if you issue IP address show, so it will show all information about all interfaces in your Debian machine. But if you would like to only show the information of specific adapter, specific network interface, so we can use the command IP address show and then state your state the network interface that you would like to find the information on. So for example here, I want to show the information on mpost3 interface, so they will show the information of the specific interface only. Now you can see here all of the information of mpost3 interface is shown, but somehow you might want to disable the interface. So how we can do that? So we can disable an interface by issuing the command sudo iplink set def mpost3 down. This is to disabling the interface, the mpost3 interface. So make sure you are using the sudo command, because this is the command that only could be performed by a super user. And then I try to show again the information. Since the interface is down, so you could not find any information on the interface anymore, because we have already disabled the interface on the Debian machine. Now we can re-enable back. We can re-enable back the network interface by using the up command. So our command is sudo iplink set def and mpost3. mpost3 is the interface that we would like to re-enable in this case. So up is to re-enable, and then I'll show again. So now you can see that we have we have re-enabled the interface, and we got to show all of the information related to the interface. Now, the second command line utilities that the previous distribution of Linux commonly used in previous distribution of Linux or Debian is Ifconfig. So if I type Ifconfig here, you can see that the command is not found, okay, because it's not in Debian 9, Debian Scratch, it is not installed by default. But for a seasoned network administrator, they usually use Ifconfig command instead of IP address command. So we can use the Ifconfig utility by installing the NetTools package. So to install the NetTools package, so I just clear this. So you issue the sudo apt install NetTools, and now we wait for the installation. It's done. It's a very quick process. So we can use the ifconfig command now. So I just, the function is similar to the function is similar to IP address, but make sure you run it using sudo because it's a noadmin command. So you can see that when I type sudo ifconfig, so it shows the information of the interface. So this is IPv4 IPv4 address. The difference in the way they display the information is for IP address, the subnet mask is represented using the CIDR or CIDR /24, but in ifconfig, the netmask command, the subnet mask is displayed using the actual subnet mask address, which is 255.255.255.0. Then we have the information of the IPv6 as well. Okay, so now how can we shows the information of specific interface? So basically I'll just repeat what I have done with the IP address command, but this time I use ifconfig utility. So sudo ifconfig and poststring. So this is how you show information on a specific interface. Next, I would like to disable the npos interface. So I clear this. So the command to disable an interface using ifconfig network utilities is if down. So you can issue the command sudo if down, and then specify the interface name. So this is something that you need to take note, because you may encounter interface error while using the if down command. The same goes if you want to re-enable the interface using the if up command. So to disable interface, we use if down. To re-enable interface, we use if up if you were to use the ifconfig command line utilities. But for both interface, for both command, it says that there is an error, whereas unknown interface. Okay, this error happened because if you want to use if down and if up command, the interface must be specified in the /etc/network interfaces file. So let me show you the /etc/network/interfaces file. So this is the file. So you can see that only loopback interface is specified in this file, because you know previously when we set up bridge network mode, we get the IP address automatically from the DHCP server, the external network DHCP server. Hence the reason why the information of the interface is not specified in this file, because we got it automatically. So basically what you have to do is you have to edit this file and include the information of the MPOS tree network interface, and you need to reboot the system. I'm not going to do it now because I will show in the in another video how are we going to edit the network interfaces file. So you do not worry about the error here. Once you have configure the network interfaces file, so both of the commands will work. Now let me show you other tools. If you are currently referring to the lab manual, so refer to page 194 for ping tools to test connectivity between two machines across an IP network. So what happened here is, if you use ping tools, it will show there is a connectivity or there is a connection to other computers or other machines or other servers. Okay, so for example, if you want to test connectivity from our virtual machine to Google, for example, so you can see that we got a reply desk. If you got a reply, means that there is a connection with the servers or machine that we try to connect to. So we try to connect to the Google server. So now we get a replies from the Google servers. You can see 7 packets transmitted, 7 received, 0 packet lost, means that the connection is good. Now, another ways for us to test connectivity, instead of using ping, you can also use traceroute command. So for traceroute command, when you issue the traceroute command, it will shows the route taken by the packet across an IP network to the destination host. So basically, it is very useful to trace the IP packet, the path to go to the destination. Okay, so again, I would like to see what is the route to go to the Google servers. So you can see that this is the route from our gateway in UTM. So we go to the 10.7.4.246 and then go to the 10.7.5.91. So basically, you can see that here it's not stopping yet, so they are still showing the route to the destination. So basically, up till now, there is 13 hop. So there is 13 hop, 13 hop to go to the destination. So it's still showing the path to the Google servers. So the most left here, the most left field is the number of hop for the packet. Okay, so I'll just stop it now. I just want to show the functionalities. Next, I will show the host command. So host command is to perform DNS lookup. So if you issue the host command host followed by the domain name, which is the google.com, so what it does is it will find the IP address of the Google server. It will resolve the domain name to the IP address of the Google server. So this is the IP address for the Google servers. So we have the multiple servers IP address associated with Google servers, both for IPv4 address and also the IPv6 address. And finally, we have the Netstat. Netstat is very important for to monitor, to show the incoming and outgoing network connection. So but basically it's kind of like the routing table in a routers. Okay, so if you put Netstat -r here, it will print the routing table, meaning incoming and outgoing connection to your machine. So we have the current connection, which is the current connected network. So this is the current connected network that we have here, which is all is connected through MPOS tree. So if you can also see where what are the listening part by using netstat -lt. Okay, so this is all of the listening parts in your machine. um, so um, so basically Netstat is very important, so because it can display all open port and all display all programs which are currently listening on the port. Okay,